Hello, this is Gemma O'Brien and welcome to TypeCribs. I'm here in Sydney, Australia in a suburb called Redfern, which is where my studio is. So I thought we'd take a little walk and go check it out. All right, let's go. So it's Wednesday evening, almost sunset here in Sydney, and we've just come out of lockdown from 3 months. So people are pretty excited to be out and about and living again. My studio space is just around this corner coming up here on Abercrombie Street. I actually used to work from my original TypeCrib was also in Redfern, but it was, let's wait for that car. It was a little bit further up the street, and it was an attic studio that I shared with other people and then worked upstairs in my bedroom. So my current studio is definitely a bit of an upgrade. I wanted to have a lot more space to be able to explore large scale work, and I've been in this new space for about 2 years. It's a little bit noisy, so let's just let's see the grand reveal. All right, we are approaching. This is a yoga studio next door, and this is my studio. So this is my sign. On one side it says, "In art and dream may you proceed with abandon," and on the other side it says, "In life may you proceed with balance and stealth." So those are some words that I like to live by. This space used to be a gallery, and I took over the lease, and the plan is to ultimately paint the walls as well and open it up like a bit of an open studio. All right, let's go inside. All right, here we are. So this is my space. The door that we just came through was this big kind of garage door that opens up to the street, which is perfect for big deliveries. And this door here is movable, so it kind of opens up. Just like so. All right, now we're out of the hustle and bustle. We can start the real part of the TypeCribs tour. But I just wanted to give you a bit of context. So I'm gonna take a minute to clean things up and set up the camera to chat with you some more. So here's a little bit of a sizzle reel, and I'll talk to you soon. Of course, it wouldn't be a TypeCrib without a neon illuminated letter This one I got when I went to visit a neon studio, and they told me that they had a sign that they made and they accidentally created it in the italic version rather than the regular typeface, and so they were throwing away all the italic letters. So I scored this italic G, which was very cool. Of course, some of my favorite books. The Golden Thread, The Story of Writing by Ewan Clayton is one of my favorites. Being in Time by Martin Heidegger. Have not read it. On display at the front though, of course. There's a few different artworks from different periods of my career scattered around the place. So this was from my exhibition in Laguna Beach, Prove You're Human, some brush script. This is part of a series that went along with these pieces here that were from my solo exhibition, where I started to play around with screen printing on wood. So these were created digitally, and you can kind of see here, it was about, I think, 6 different colors in the screens for that particular piece. It was very time intensive, and since doing that exhibition, I actually decided that I think I'd prefer to just work by hand. But yeah, we've got a color wheel, we've got the first of many indoor plants. This here is my first foray into oil painting that I started to explore during lockdown this year. All right, what else have we got here? A little bit of a sample wall over here. One of the reasons I love this space is because I can just paint and repaint the walls multiple times and explore, I guess, different techniques for murals. So that Mind Goes Boom there was for a shoot that I had here a few months ago. Of course, is it really a studio without some exercise equipment? Yes, I can lift those dumbbells. Let's have a bit of a look here. What's that? I think they're 15 kg. Brace your core. Okay, there we go. And over here, I'll talk a little bit more about this in a minute, but I'm currently working on a solo exhibition at China Heights, and this is basically large-scale paper drawings, paintings, mixed media. My goal is to kind of start to move away from that really, graphic script and really kind of polished vector style that a lot of my commercial work has, and start to play around with like textures. And I don't think any of these are actually going to be in the exhibition, but yeah, really just a chance to play around with some a bit looser styles in terms of the expressive quality of the materials. The first one I did in this series that you might be able to see all the way up there is Let Go. And yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Maybe we'll go over here now and take a look. So this is definitely what's been occupying me for probably the bulk of lockdown, which has been, I guess, an exploration between the limits of language and the limits of the universe. So I've been really inspired by like clouds and kind of less type-based, more ethereal motion, textures and patterns. This is another iteration of that Let Go piece. Electric Spring. So yeah, at this stage, it's still quite early in the development of my exhibition, but the name of the show will be Signs of Life. And yeah, it'll basically explore these, the interplay between language and the universe, but also just what constitutes a sign of life. I really love these. For any of the type nerds out there, you would maybe recognize these markings as being like the glue that holds up signs. So I liked that, how it fitted into this whole signs of life, the evidence of something happening. This is a good representation of what I've been playing with as well, which is like a combination between crisp edges and then like absolute chaos and freedom in the middle there. Okay, let's finish off this TypeCrib tour with a few final favorites. Follow me. We have a new addition to the TypeCrib is this standing workbench down the bottom there. That is, you can see it just there, a pull-out drawer to put a king single mattress for some late night TypeCrib efforts. This is my big visual diary where I like to collect inspiration and color palettes for projects and that sort of thing, initial ideas. Some of you may be familiar with this device. It's an electro pounce, which I use to make the stencils, pounce patterns for some of my large scale murals. This wall behind here is actually, it's a sheet of steel, which you can use with the electro pounce. So that's pretty cool. One of my favorite things about this space is that down here in the, I guess the studio area, this is more like an analog zone. So that's where I'm gonna have all my brushes and my areas to get dirty. And then if we come back here from the analog zone, we pass the library to up here is the tech zone. So that's where I work digitally. And you may recognize the font that is being used on the storage boxes up there. A beautiful face from House Industries. So yeah, I've still got a little bit of an essence of the loft vibe with this ladder to go up to the tech zone. And yeah, that's where I do all my digital finessing. A few little mementos over here from a few key moments in my career. This is one of the sick bags from the Spew Bag Challenge where I used to create puns relating to air sickness. That went out of fashion pretty quickly when the pandemic hit and travel got halted. We have an old linotype sign here. Some mementos from my life on the road, from conferences, judging, workshops in Bermuda, Dubai. This sign up here was actually stolen for me by a boy in high school, Gem Road, when I was growing up in Queensland. Pencils, another little experiment with oil paint. This represents my new love for the solar system, and my old bicycle, Bam Bam, a mini replica of it. So I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I lie. This is my scissor lift. This is specifically so I can reach the heights of these amazing walls here. And the idea is that ultimately I'm going to do a 360 installation in this space, hopefully open it up to the public. And that will be my last hurrah before who knows what my next TypeCrib might be. But for now, this is the place where I'm working on commercial projects and creating some art at the same time. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was brief, but hopefully next time I can join you in real life at the next TypeCon. So until then, enjoy the rest of the conference and goodbye.